The Galactic Council was convened in a rare emergency session. The vast hall buzzed with the hum of discussions and the flashing of holographic displays. Representatives of various star systems and civilizations filled the chamber, each trying to grasp the significance of the emergency. In the center of the room, the Council's chief archivist, an elderly Idris named Leora, stood next to a large, ancient probe. "This probe," Leora began, her voice amplified to command the room's attention, "was lost over 500 years ago. It was designed to explore the far reaches of the galaxy, but it vanished without a trace. Recently, it has resurfaced, sending back data of utmost importance." The hall fell silent as a holographic projection flickered to life, displaying images and videos from the probe's last moments. The footage showed massive spacecrafts, dormant and entombed beneath the Arctic ice on Earth. These ships were not ordinary. They were advanced, colossal, and brimming with potential power. The representatives watched in awe and confusion. Humanity, long considered a minor player in the galaxy, had secrets that no one anticipated. Back on Earth, a team of scientists and military personnel worked tirelessly in an underground Arctic base. The facility, hidden from the public eye, was a hub of frenetic activity. Dr. Nora Patel, a renowned astrobiologist with a penchant for uncovering the unknown, stood before a massive control panel flanked by her team. "Initiate the activation sequence," Dr. Patel commanded, her voice steady but laced with anticipation. Captain Thomas Hayes, an experienced Navy officer with a reputation for calm under pressure, monitored the readouts. The two had been working together for months, piecing together the history and purpose of the fleet beneath the ice. As the sequence began, the ground trembled. Massive engines, dormant for centuries, roared to life, shaking the ice and snow above. The ships, sleek and formidable, began to rise from their icy tomb. Dr. Patel and Captain Hayes watched in awe as the fleet emerged, their surfaces gleaming under the harsh Arctic light. "These ships," Dr. Patel whispered, "they're not just human. They're a hybrid of our technology and something much older." They had uncovered logs and databanks detailing the ship's origins. These vessels were not just remnants of human ingenuity, but products of an ancient alliance with a now extinct alien race, the Elysians. This revelation brought more questions than answers, as the team grappled with the implications of such an alliance and its abrupt end. The activation sequence continued, each step bringing new surprises. Massive engines purred to life, power systems hummed with energy, and defensive shields flickered into existence. These ships were ready for battle, even after centuries of dormancy. The team on the ground worked feverishly, decoding systems and bringing the fleet back online. "Dr. Patel, we have an issue," said Lieutenant Ramirez, a young but brilliant engineer. "The defense systems are activating. We might have triggered an automatic response." Alarms blared as ancient defense mechanisms awakened, mistaking the humans for intruders. Laser turrets and missile launchers came online, targeting the very people who had brought them back to life. Captain Hayes quickly took charge. "Initiate override protocols. We need to shut those systems down before they fire," he barked, his voice cutting through the chaos. Dr. Patel and her team scrambled to input the correct codes, racing against time. The defensive systems designed to protect the fleet from threats were now a direct danger. Just as the situation seemed dire, Dr. Patel managed to input the final override code. The systems powered down, the imminent threat averted. As the dust settled, they realized the gravity of their discovery. These ships were not just relics, they were sentinels, designed to guard something precious. Dr. Patel accessed the central data core, revealing more about the fleet's purpose. "They were meant to be our guardians," she said softly, "and now we need to understand why." Unbeknownst to them, their activities had not gone unnoticed. Alien scouts from the nearby Zorak confederacy, a powerful and expansionist race, had detected the energy spikes and dispatched a reconnaissance team. The Zorak, insectoid beings known for their ruthless efficiency, were both intrigued and threatened by this unexpected development. Their emissary, Commander Vrath, was already on his way to Earth, demanding explanations and hinting at potential consequences. As the fleet emerged from the ice, Earth's sensors picked up an incoming vessel. The Zorak Confederacy, known for its aggressive expansion and technological prowess, had dispatched a ship to investigate the anomalous energy readings. The vessel, sleek and menacing, descended through Earth's atmosphere, landing with a hiss of steam and hydraulic pressure near the Arctic base. Commander Vrath, a tall and imposing figure with chitinous armor and multifaceted eyes, stepped out of the ship. Flanked by heavily armed guards, he made his way to the base's entrance. Earth's representatives, including Dr. Patel and Captain Hayes, awaited him nervously. "Humans," Vrath began, his voice a low, resonant growl. "We have detected significant energy emissions from this location. Explain yourselves." President Angela Martinez, who had flown in to oversee the situation personally, stepped forward. "Commander Vrath, welcome to Earth. We have discovered an ancient fleet beneath the Arctic ice. These ships are of human origin but incorporate advanced alien technology." Vrath's eyes narrowed. "Advanced alien technology? We demand access to these ships and all associated data. The Zorak Confederacy will not tolerate potential threats." Dr. Patel interjected. "Commander, these ships were meant to defend our planet. We are still uncovering their full capabilities and origins. Cooperation, rather than conflict, would benefit both our peoples." Vrath's mandibles clicked thoughtfully. "You have one cycle to provide full access. Failure to comply will have consequences." News of the human fleet's emergence reached the Galactic Council, causing immediate uproar. The council chamber, a vast dome with representatives from dozens of star systems, buzzed with heated discussions. The discovery had thrown the delicate balance of power into chaos. Delegates from various civilizations debated fiercely. Some saw the fleet as a potential ally against the ever-looming threat of the Omicron horde, while others viewed it as a direct threat to their own security. Amidst the chaos, Councillor Thalra, a shrewd and experienced diplomat from the Idris Collective, observed the proceedings with keen interest. "We must not act rashly," Thalra urged, her calm voice cutting through the din. "Earth's fleet presents both a challenge and an opportunity. If handled wisely, it could shift the balance of power in our favor." The representative from the Draken Empire, a warlike race known for their distrust of outsiders, scoffed. "Thalra, you speak of opportunity. But what if this fleet is turned against us? We must act decisively." Thalra raised a hand. "Before we rush to conclusions, I propose we send an envoy to Earth. We need to understand their intentions and capabilities. This is not a time for hasty actions." The council reluctantly agreed, and Thalra was appointed to lead the diplomatic mission. As she prepared to depart, she knew that the coming days would be crucial in determining the future of interstellar politics. Back on Earth, tensions ran high. The Zorak Confederacy's ultimatum loomed over the Arctic base like a dark cloud. Commander Vrath's demands had left Earth's leadership scrambling for a response. In an emergency meeting, President Martinez, Dr. Patel, Captain Hayes, and other key advisors gathered to discuss their options. "We cannot allow the Zorak to take control of the fleet," Captain Hayes stated firmly. "These ships are our legacy and our responsibility." Dr. Patel nodded. "Agreed. But we also cannot afford a direct confrontation with the Zorak. We need to find a way to buy time while we strengthen our defenses and understand the fleet's full capabilities." President Martinez leaned forward, her expression resolute. "We will not surrender our fleet, but we must also avoid unnecessary conflict. Let's propose a temporary alliance with the Zorak, offering limited access to the fleet's data while we continue our research." As they prepared their response, an unexpected visitor arrived. Councillor Thalra, accompanied by a small delegation, had reached Earth. She requested an audience with President Martinez, bringing news from the Galactic Council. "President Martinez," Thalra began, "I come with an offer of support from the Idris Collective. We recognize the potential of your fleet and wish to form an alliance. Together we can present a united front against the Zorak and any other threats." Martinez considered the offer. "Councillor Thalra, we appreciate your support. However, we must proceed cautiously. The Zorak have given us an ultimatum, and we need to navigate this situation delicately. Thalra smiled. Of course, let us work together to ensure that Earth's fleet becomes a force for stability and peace in the galaxy. As the meeting concluded, the stage was set for a complex dance of diplomacy and strategy. Earth's hidden legacy had thrust it into the center of galactic politics, and the decisions made in the coming days would shape the future of humanity and its place among the stars. Recognizing the looming threat, Earth moved swiftly to solidify alliances. Counselor Thalra's arrival marked the beginning of a cautious partnership with the Idris Collective. In secret meetings, President Martinez and her advisors discussed strategies to counter the Zorak ultimatum while strengthening their own position. Counselor Thalra, we need more than just words, President Martinez said, her tone firm. If we are to stand against the Zorak, we need concrete support, intelligence, technology, resources. Thalra nodded, her eyes gleaming with determination. You will have it, President Martinez. The Idris Collective will provide you with the necessary resources. In return, we expect full cooperation and access to any discoveries made from the fleet's databanks. Meanwhile, Dr. Patel and Captain Hayes worked tirelessly to bring more ships online and decipher the ancient logs left by the Elysians. The data revealed extensive details about the Elysians' advanced technologies and their long-lost war against the Omicron horde. This knowledge was critical, as it hinted at the potential return of this ancient enemy. As Earth's fleet grew stronger, the Zorak Confederacy grew impatient. Commander Vrath's reconnaissance team reported back, and the Confederacy began preparing for a show of force. The fragile peace was on the brink of shattering. The tension reached its breaking point when the Zorak Confederacy launched an unexpected attack on Earth's colony on Europa. The icy moon, home to a thriving research and mining outpost, was suddenly under siege. Massive Zorak warships descended, unleashing waves of destructive energy that tore through the colony's defenses. Captain Hayes received the distress call and immediately mobilized the newly activated fleet. Leading the charge from his flagship, the Elysian Dawn, he coordinated a swift and strategic response. The human fleet, combining human and Elysian technology, moved with precision and power. As the fleet arrived at Europa, the battle was already raging. The colony's defenses were faltering, and Zorak troops were preparing to storm the surface. Captain Hayes ordered his ships into a tight formation, their advanced shields absorbing the brunt of the Zorak assault. All ships, focus fire on their command vessel, Hayes commanded, his voice steady over the comms. We need to disrupt their coordination. The human fleet unleashed a barrage of laser fire and missiles, striking the Zorak command ship. Explosions rocked the enemy vessel, causing chaos within their ranks. Seizing the opportunity, Earth's fleet pushed forward, engaging the Zorak forces in close combat. On the ground, Dr. Patel coordinated with the colony's defense teams, using the Elysian data to hack into and disable Zorak ground assault vehicles. The tide of battle slowly turned in humanity's favor. After hours of fierce fighting, the Zorak fleet began to retreat. The human ships pursued them, ensuring they were driven far from Europa's orbit. The colony was saved, but the cost was high. Casualties were numerous, and the outpost was heavily damaged. As the dust settled, Captain Hayes and Dr. Patel stood together, surveying the wreckage. We won this battle, Hayes said, but the war is far from over. In the aftermath of the Battle of Europa, Earth and its allies knew they had to act quickly to consolidate their gains and prepare for future conflicts. Dr. Patel focused on deciphering the remaining Elysian databanks, hoping to uncover more about the fleet's purpose and potential. One evening, as she pored over ancient logs and schematics, a breakthrough came. The logs detailed a final, desperate mission by the Elysians to hide their most powerful technologies and knowledge within the human fleet, anticipating a future where humanity might rise to defend the galaxy. Captain Hayes, you need to see this, Dr. Patel called out, her voice filled with excitement and urgency. Hayes joined her at the console, his eyes scanning the data. What have you found, Nora? The Elysians were not just allies. They saw humanity as their successors, she explained. They entrusted us with the means to defeat the Omicron horde, should they ever return. These ships contained the blueprints for advanced weaponry, shield generators, and even a star map leading to hidden Elysian outposts. Hayes leaned closer, his mind racing. This changes everything. We need to inform President Martinez and Counselor Thalra immediately. The revelation was shared in a high-level meeting, bringing renewed urgency to their efforts. The Idris Collective pledged additional resources, while Earth ramped up its production of Elysian-based technologies. As they prepared for the inevitable return of the Omicron horde, humanity's fleet stood as a beacon of hope and strength. Earth's leaders reached out to other civilizations, forming a coalition of willing allies ready to face the coming storm. But not everyone was pleased with Earth's rising power. Hidden factions within the Galactic Council, fearful of a shift in the balance of power, began plotting against the fragile alliance. Saboteurs and spies infiltrated the ranks, seeking to undermine the coalition from within. As Captain Hayes and Dr. Patel worked tirelessly to bring more ships online and prepare for the looming threat, they knew the real battle was just beginning. The secrets of the Elysian fleet had been unveiled, and with them the responsibility to defend not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. With the fleet's power demonstrated, and the Battle of Europa a fresh memory, a summit was called on the neutral ground of the Seraphine Nebula. This magnificent nebula, with its swirling clouds of cosmic dust and vibrant star formations, was considered sacred and neutral territory by all major galactic powers. Representatives from the Idris Collective, the Zorak Confederacy, and other influential factions gathered to negotiate and deliberate. The summit hall was an awe-inspiring structure, suspended within the nebula itself. Holographic displays of distant galaxies and stars adorned the walls, creating an atmosphere of grandeur and importance. President Martinez, Captain Hayes, and Dr. Patel stood alongside Counselor Thalra, representing Earth's interests. Tensions were high as the summit began. The Zorak representative, Commander Vrath, wasted no time in voicing his grievances. Earth's emergence as a military power is a direct threat to the stability of our galaxy. Their secret fleet must be dismantled. President Martinez, calm and composed, responded, "The fleet is a defensive measure. We have no intention of using it aggressively. We seek peace and stability, just like everyone else here." Counselor Thalra added, "The Idris Collective stands with Earth. This fleet can serve as a deterrent against the true threat, the Omicron horde. We should focus on uniting against this common enemy." The room erupted in debates, with representatives from various factions voicing their opinions. Some supported Earth's position, recognizing the potential of the fleet as a stabilizing force. Others, particularly those with vested interests in maintaining the status quo, were vehemently opposed. In the midst of the discussions, an unexpected ally emerged. The Draken Empire, previously silent, declared their support for Earth's position. "We have fought the Omicron horde before," said General Korak, the Draken representative. "If Earth can help us defeat them once and for all, we stand with them." The summit continued for days, filled with negotiations, alliances, and betrayals. Ultimately, a fragile agreement was reached. Earth's fleet would be integrated into a new galactic defense coalition, with representatives from all major factions overseeing its use. In return, Earth would share its technology and knowledge gained from the Elysians. While the summit brought a semblance of unity, not everyone was pleased with the outcome. Hidden factions within the Galactic Council, fearful of Earth's growing influence, began plotting to undermine the alliance. Saboteurs and spies infiltrated the ranks of the coalition, seeking to destabilize the fragile peace. Captain Hayes received disturbing intelligence reports of sabotage attempts within the fleet. Critical systems were being tampered with, and sensitive information was leaking to hostile factions. The realization that traitors were among them added a layer of tension to an already precarious situation. "Dr. Patel, we need to tighten security and root out these saboteurs," Hayes said, his voice tense. "Our enemies are not just external." Dr. Patel nodded, already working on countermeasures. "I've initiated a full security sweep and encrypted all communications, but we need to be vigilant. Trust is a scarce commodity right now." As they worked to secure the fleet, an assassination attempt on President Martinez further shook their resolve. The attack, narrowly thwarted by her personal security detail, highlighted the extent of the infiltration. Suspicion and paranoia spread through the ranks, threatening to unravel the coalition from within. In a clandestine meeting, Captain Hayes and Dr. Patel devised a plan to expose the traitors. They planted false information within the fleet systems, designed to lure the saboteurs into revealing themselves. The plan worked, and several infiltrators were captured, revealing their ties to a rogue faction within the Galactic Council. The betrayal ran deep, but the swift action restored a measure of trust within the coalition. The captured traitors were interrogated, and their confessions led to a broader crackdown on the rogue faction. The alliance, though shaken, emerged more united and determined. As Earth's allies and enemies maneuvered, the real threat emerged. Deep within the Seraphine Nebula, long-dormant Omicron Horde warships began to stir. Ancient and malevolent, the Horde was a relentless force, driven by a singular goal: conquest. Their ships, vast and bristling with weapons, moved with eerie coordination, preparing to unleash chaos upon the galaxy. The Galactic Council's intelligence network picked up the signs of the Horde's awakening. Panic spread through the coalition as the reality of the situation set in. The Omicron Horde was an existential threat, capable of wiping out entire civilizations. President Martinez called an emergency meeting of the Galactic Defense Coalition. "We have no time to waste," she said urgently. "The Omicron Horde is on the move. We must act now if we are to have any hope of stopping them." Captain Hayes and Dr. Patel presented their analysis of the Horde's capabilities and weaknesses. "The Elysian data provides us with crucial insights," Dr. Patel explained. "The Horde's ships have a central command structure. If we can disrupt it, we can cripple their entire fleet." The coalition mobilized, drawing on resources and fleets from across the galaxy. Earth's fleet, now fully operational and bolstered by advanced Elysian technology, took center stage in the defense effort. The combined might of the coalition set a course for the Seraphine Nebula, where the final battle would take place. As they approached the Horde's position, the scale of the enemy fleet became apparent. Thousands of warships, each a dark, looming presence, filled the void. The coalition forces, though vast, were dwarfed by the sheer size of the Horde's armada. The battle began with a ferocity unmatched in galactic history. Earth's fleet, under Captain Hayes' command, led the charge. Advanced shields absorbed the initial onslaught, while powerful energy weapons and missiles struck back at the Horde. Dr. Patel, coordinating from the command center, identified key targets and vulnerabilities. Despite their best efforts, the battle was brutal and costly. Ships on both sides were destroyed in fiery explosions, debris scattering across the battlefield. The coalition forces fought valiantly, but the Horde's relentless assault pushed them to the brink. In a desperate and heroic move, Captain Hayes ordered a daring maneuver. "All ships, concentrate fire on the central command vessel," he commanded. "We have to take it out, no matter the cost." Leading by example, Hayes piloted the Elysian Dawn directly into the heart of the Horde's formation. The flagship's weapon systems unleashed a devastating barrage, breaking through the Horde's defenses. In the chaos, Hayes identified the command vessel and launched a final, concentrated attack. The command ship exploded in a brilliant flash, sending shockwaves through the Horde's fleet. The central coordination collapsed, causing confusion and disarray among the enemy ships. The coalition seized the opportunity, pressing the advantage and routing the remaining Horde forces. The battle was won, but the victory came at a tremendous cost. Captain Hayes's heroic sacrifice had turned the tide, ensuring the survival of the coalition. As the surviving ships regrouped, the magnitude of their achievement began to sink in. The Omicron Horde had been defeated, and the galaxy was safe. For now. The Galactic Defense Coalition emerged stronger, united by their shared victory and the realization that cooperation was their greatest strength. Earth's fleet had proven its worth, securing humanity's place among the stars. The climactic battle against the Omicron Horde had left the galaxy reeling. The devastation and loss were immense, but the coalition had emerged victorious. As the surviving fleets regrouped, the focus shifted to securing the galaxy against future threats and rebuilding what had been lost. In the aftermath, President Martinez addressed the Galactic Defense Coalition from the bridge of the Elysian Dawn, now under the command of Admiral Rivas, a seasoned leader who had proven her mettle during the battle. Today, we have achieved what many thought impossible. Together, we have defeated the Omicron horde. But our work is far from over. We must remain vigilant and united to ensure that such a threat never arises again. The Coalition's forces spread out to hunt down any remaining horde vessels, ensuring they could not regroup and pose a future threat. Dr. Patel, driven by the desire to honor Captain Hayes' sacrifice, led a team to investigate the remnants of the Omicron command ship. What they discovered sent chills down her spine. "These readings," Dr. Patel said, her voice barely above a whisper, "they indicate a deeper connection between the Omicron horde and the Elysians. The horde wasn't just an enemy. They were created as a countermeasure against something even more dangerous." As the realization dawned on her, Dr. Patel knew that the galaxy's peace was fragile. The Elysians had hidden more than just advanced technology. They had buried secrets that could change the course of history. Back on Earth, preparations for a new era were underway. The fleet, now symbolizing hope and unity, was being expanded and upgraded. New ships incorporating the latest Elysian technology were being constructed, and the Coalition's member civilizations contributed their expertise and resources. The Galactic Council reconvened, this time in a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. Councilor Thalra stood beside President Martinez as they addressed the assembly. "The threat of the Omicron horde has been vanquished, but we must remain vigilant. We have seen the power of unity, and it is this unity that will protect us in the future." With the Omicron horde defeated, the galaxy began to rebuild. Earth's position within the Galactic Council was solidified, and new alliances were forged. The Coalition's success had proven that disparate civilizations could work together for a common cause, and this newfound cooperation promised a brighter future. President Martinez and Councilor Thalra worked tirelessly to ensure the stability of the Coalition. Initiatives for trade, cultural exchange, and mutual defense were established, creating a network of support and cooperation. The once fractured Galactic Council was now a forum for unity and progress. In the wake of the victory, Dr. Patel continued her research, driven by the desire to uncover more about humanity's ancient ties to the Elysians. Her work revealed further insights into the Elysian civilization and their foresight in preparing humanity for its role as defenders of the galaxy. "Every discovery we make," Dr. Patel mused, "is a piece of a larger puzzle. The Elysians entrusted us with their legacy, and it is our duty to honor that trust." Admiral Rivas, now leading the expanded fleet, oversaw missions to explore uncharted regions of the galaxy. These missions aimed not only to secure against potential threats, but also to establish new colonies and foster peaceful relations with previously unknown civilizations. As the fleet ventured into the unknown, they encountered diverse cultures and forged new alliances. Humanity's role as a protector and unifier was embraced, and the once hidden fleet under the Arctic ice became a symbol of hope and resilience. In a ceremony on the newly constructed starbase, President Martinez addressed the gathered representatives of the Galactic Defense Coalition. "We stand here today, united by our shared victory and our common purpose. The future is ours to shape, and together we will ensure that the galaxy remains a place of peace and prosperity for all." The Coalition's representatives applauded, their faces reflecting hope and determination. The legacy of the Elysians had given humanity a purpose, and the unity forged in the fires of battle promised a future where cooperation and peace could prevail. As the ceremony concluded, Dr. Patel, Admiral